Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to the Patchwork scenario for the Germany DLC of Railway Empire here on the PS4. Got a train that's got no freight suitable. It's because we're still not producing enough beer to be able to actually ship the stuff. That's annoying. I'm going to need to increase my beer production. I have got 3 points available, or 3 blocks of points available here. So, actually, what was that up there? Running costs? Nah. Oh, we've got the hold. Now the holder is a train that's worth us getting. Oh, it's an express train, and we've already. Ooh, that's going to slow us down massively. Just looking at the. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do what we were going to do. So reduce the cost of tunnels. That'll help. If we do need to build any, but certainly the gains is this one here, which is definitely going to help reduce the costs of bridges. Also gains us access to this here, which means we can then come up this way. Potentially some useful things that way. We've got wool about to arrive here, as you can see. Second train is a bit further down the line. Oh, that is the second train, I think. Yeah, first one's already in. There's the first one pulling in, or just pulled in, somewhere. Was that it leaving there? Nordham Estate? Yes, no. Where's the rest of the first train? Oh, it's on its way back already, look. Okay, so we need to clone that and get another one going. I want at least 3 trains on that run, because as soon as we do get the tailors up and running, you can see 7 loads, it's going to get consumed pretty quickly. As soon as we do get that tailors up and running, we're going to need a lot of wool. We're at 60% fulfillment, we need 1 more percent to trigger growth. There it is. So now that city can continue to grow, we can start producing the clothing that we need. Oh, we've got a second business in here. Damn, that grew and I didn't spot it. We need to take that out. Because there's no wood anywhere. There's no wood supply that's anywhere remotely close. There's wood all the way over there, which is just, useless to us. I need to take that out, so I'm going to have to buy that and then destroy it. Hopefully no one's going to bid against me still. It's just, it's frustrating because it means we're having to spend money unnecessarily. If I'd realised that was so close to 40,000 people, I would have jumped in there and bid on that place. Now, what can I put in here? A dairy farm. Yes, I need a little bit more cash to get a dairy farm up and running. Shouldn't take too long to earn those couple of 100,000 marks that we need, because we've got a lot of freight moving around all over the place. But the longer we leave it, the more the more likelihood is that it'll drop another business in here that we just can't cope with, and we'll have to then buy it and demolish it again. So we've got to make sure that we get that in as soon as we possibly can. Let's just check out this piece of personnel that's available. New stoker. Yeah, we'll take the stoker. That's going to Halbach Hollow. Don't want anyone on that one there. This train here. Stoker on that train. Yep, that'll help. It's 412. We need 450, don't we, for the dairy? There we go. Let's put the dairy in, because we've got dairy goods already being delivered. I'm going to let's see, where's my other business? I'm going to put it here. Yeah, my bakery's just there. Look, I'm going to put it on this side here, the dairy farms. Immediately, that should hopefully. Actually, we're going to need more dairy being delivered. Where's my dairy train? To Worms. That's a long run. That's no good to us. No, we cancelled it, didn't we? We had a train and then we got rid of it because there was no need for dairy at that point. Let's put that back in. And we'll duplicate it. I need to purchase this land here. It's currently massively overworked, and you can see there, look, because it's at 100%, the starting bid is 497 as opposed to a lot less that it could be. We need that to come down. All my passenger trains got conductors. Looks like they all do. Can we maybe use that new conductor to improve relations on one of our trains? No. And that's it. We've only got the 5 trains running. That's all we need at the moment. Frankfurt is now at 90,000. Let's put in our tailors. I need 450,000.
Your business prospers magnificently, and the connected state regions as well. The strength
didn't
of German
get
states is shown
1856
in
in
their
time.
community. The fact
So
that
it's a
the
green
noble
tick.
princes and politicians are not
That's
able to unite
frustrating.
Germany in peace and freedom should not hinder us in doing our bit.
What are you going on about? Peace and freedom? Yes, it's always easy to criticize, but art is difficult. Peace and freedom are luxuries we cannot always afford.
See what I mean? Where is this supposed to go?
So it's the argument between the beard and the moustache. I have no idea who those people are. I know obviously the beard is our advisor. I don't know who the moustache man is, but get our tailors in now that we've hit over 90,000 people. Going back to what I was saying just a second ago, we've completed the task to get 240,000 people in, but we didn't quite get it done in half the time. So our tick has gone to green, which means we've done it. We just couldn't get it done in 50% or less time, which is frustrating. But there's not really a lot we can do about that, unfortunately. I'm going to stick the tailors over there, out the way. And this business is going to need to be upgraded almost immediately, because we need to produce 60 loads of clothing, and you know, that's going to take a long time to do. At only 1.2 units per week, that business is going to have to be absolutely massively overhauled. That's in a territory we don't have any access to or control over, so we're going to ignore that. Need to increase this business potentially. It's at 28 at the moment. That's not too bad actually. You can stay at that. We definitely need to increase our tailors. 500,000 to do that. We can do that. Need to improve our dairy as well. It's going to cost me 500 as well. Luckily we are making good money, but this is where we're kind of at a little bit of a choke point at the moment, waiting for those goods to start being produced in quantities that we can then ship. And you can see there we're taking that cheese, that 1 unit of cheese, but at least that train is no longer running with no freight. And that'll go into here. Hopefully it'll be able to take some beer back. Now we're still not producing enough beer. Going to need to expand this industry as well. So that's 3 industries that we need to expand as quickly as we can. This one takes priority. The tailors has to take priority because of our objective. How long have we got left on that? About 6 months. Not long at all if we want to get that gold tick to say that we've done it in half the time. So yeah, we're really up against it right now. But this is where I'm hoping that our investment in lots and lots of businesses is going to pay off. You can see how fast our money is going up, despite the fact that we have a big bond at the moment. And there's the interest payment for said big bond. We are making quite a bit of cash. Our quarterly reports don't make for great reading because we're spending money almost as soon as we make it. But we are still making a profit. I'm thinking it might be time to maybe go for the Class F for that extra traction. I don't know. I'm unsure about how to go with that. Right, this business can now be upgraded. There we go. We're getting plenty of wool in. Oh, we're going to need boots as well. Not as many boots. We need half as many boots as wool, so we should be okay. As long as they can keep rolling in. And they do tend to come in. That's another wool train there. They do tend to come in on these trains here. See, there's a whole load of boots, actually, so we're fine on there. I think it's time for us to maybe actually think about getting rid of our passengers completely. I'm going to clone this train and get another goods train going back and forth on the express line between our two cities. I need to get another wool train up and running. Let's check where they are spacing wise. Yeah, if I'm quick. Get another one of those running. What is the state of the business like in terms of volume? Oh, it's still got loads. Look, still got loads of wool. That's fine. $1 million to expand it again. I need to get this brewery expanded. It's going to cost me 800,000. And what was it in Worms to expand this? Is it 500 again? Yeah, 500. We'll hold off on that for now. It's a little bit of a choke point getting the dairy there. These businesses all making good profit, as you can see. We're not getting much in the way of fruit made at the moment. We've got 2 fruit trains, but I'm keeping kind of supplies just about right for the distillery, so we'll hold off on that. But yeah, we definitely want to get this Taylor's improved again. It's going to cost me, what was it, $1 million, wasn't it? And I want to get the brewery expanded. That's 800,000. That's probably just as vital. So we're getting good growth across our cities now. What else have we got to look at? Secure access to 6 areas. That is going to be very pricey. We're into January of 1854. Yeah, I think we're too late to get a gold tick on our clothing. We're probably a little bit too late to get access to the 6 areas as well. We certainly need to connect a lot more people to the rail network, so we need to start working on these cities as well. We are not going to be getting a presidential rating on this. I can pretty much guarantee it now. Seeing where we are in terms of population demands and things like that. I've got a few cities over here, and you can see just what the kind of transport situation is like. I'm going to need a station in here. Let's get a small station in. Let's spin it around that way. That's going to run around towards Cologne. And we've got Koblenz as well. I mean, we could try going through the mountains, but it's just going to be so expensive to do that because they're so big. Instead, I'm going to run passenger lines around the edge. Need to have a little bit more of a distance so that I've got space for this line just here, so I need to take that out a bit. Why's that kinked? Yeah, There we go. That's going to cost me 125,000, but it will immediately connect the people of Saarbrücken to our overall population. So we're now up to 270,000. Saarbrücken, again, is another industry that is not that helpful for us. It's another bakery. We're going to probably scrub that one off. What's Koblenz? Koblenz is meat. Got pigs there. Is Cologne in our territory? Yes, Cologne is part of our territory. We'll leave that as meat. I'm thinking of making that a... I'll make Koblenz the bakery, and maybe make Saarbrücken a brewery. So again, we've got a way to ship goods between the two cities that way. And plus we've got the hops and we've got the dairy so close here. You know, we can just pull a line off this station straight into Saarbrücken there. We really are up against it in terms of timing at the moment. What else do we need to do? Let's get the brewery boosted. We'll need 800,000 for that. Oh, now we're at hops. Tell you what we will do. Oh no, Frankfurt's already had its station expanded, hasn't it? Okay, that's not going to work. I was thinking of expanding the station. It's Worms that needs expanding, but only on one side. So it's not really necessary. Right, what's it going to cost me to get rid of this business? 320, it's at 14% at the moment. I've got some raw material left. We'll let that disappear. In fact, let's... oh yeah, I was going to expand this, but again, there's the raw materials. I'm going to leave it as is, I think. Back to Saarbrücken. Oh, it's had a bit more. I think. What's the... It's gone up to 463. Productivity's gone up. Running out of raw materials. I need that percentage, working percentage, to go down. Reduce the cost of buying that, because I'm buying it to tear it down again. Let's duplicate our rail lines while we're waiting. Start putting in our connections. There we go, so we can at least get some goods delivered in. Still at 57%. Still getting raw materials delivered by cart. Oh, there we go, it's cheaper. Grab it now before it ends up costing me a small fortune. Alright, we got it, so we'll demolish that. And we'll add in a brewery as soon as we've got the money for it. There we go, bridges are now cheaper. This is so close to 20,000 people. There we go, brewery. Let's plonk the brewery in just there. Let's get a train running to start delivering goods. Oh, I need to signal the lines. I forgot about that. There we go. Let's put a supply tower in just there. I can't afford the train. There we go. Let's get that in. I actually started to build another one. There we go. Let's get rid of Schmidt breeding. And I'm actually going to take grain from there. Because even though we're not producing pastries anymore, we're still going to need grain delivered as a base commodity. But one train will be fine. As far as our hops, we could do with an extra one of those trains. I do probably need to, yeah, upgrade this business again. I need 800,000. This is where things start to get expensive. What else do we need in Saarbrücken? A lot. Need meat, wood, potatoes, hops and beer. We're sorting those out now. They've got plenty of pastries to keep them going. So it's meat, wood, and potatoes. Where is the nearest wood source? It's there, actually. That's something that's doable. Small train. Actually, maybe a larger station can tag both of those at the same time. Just. Again, I need to really reprogram this route quite heavily. To try and keep those costs down as much as possible. Let's try and smooth out some of these corners a little bit. Smoother corners means faster cornering speed. Always important. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. In fact, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to try and drag this line out a little bit. Just here. Because I'm going to need to run two sets of tracks across the bridges, of two bridges across the sort of the I suppose you'd call it almost like a chasm. You know, that really low set river there. You're going to need two sets of bridges because you can't run four tracks of bridges across a water source, you know, or parallel to each other. Well, we've discussed this many times. It just doesn't let you do it. So there needs to be a separating gap. And still have space for tracks on the opposite, you know, on this side here with the spacer between them. So to do that, I need to pull this away a little bit more. So like that. It's going to push the cost of the line up a little bit as we increase the length of the track. But it is, as I say, a necessary evil, unfortunately. And then that looks pretty good. A little high in places. We can maybe see we can pinch that down a touch. A little low in places. Maybe we can increase that a touch. Try and minimize the cost of earthworks. Straighten the line out there a little bit. It's not just about earthworks though, it's also about gradients. Yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get, I think. Can't afford that line yet. Need another 100 grand. We'll get that sorted as quick as we can. And there's our first delivery going into Saarbrücken. Let's also, now that we've got pastries from Worms, we can actually run freight from Worms to Saarbrücken. Now, they won't need any pastries for a while, but the option is now there, which is good. We'll run that as an automatic train for now. So it'll do a combination of passengers and produce as well, depending on, you know, what the demand is like. It means at least the train isn't going to run empty for a long period of time. And you can see we're getting a mixture. We've got 2 pastries and 1 load of passengers and 1 load of mail. This train's being unloaded. That's good. Hopefully we'll be able to carry some beer back with us. There's got a maintenance shed in there. Let's build that line. There we go. And because money is a little tight at the moment, actually, how much is it going to cost me to duplicate the line? 135. Oh, almost there. I'll just do that. I'm going to want a couple of trains running on this line. And we need to put a diamond crossing in just here. There we go. Change signals. All the way through. This is a very long line, so we're going to need a couple of supply towers on here, which I don't have the money for at the moment. Just checking the signal spacing is all as it should be. It's all looking pretty good, and we've got 2 different products we can bring in through here. Plus we can also, if we need it, bring in that as well. And we've got our beets just here as well. So we can run quite a few different goods on this line here. And then alongside it we can have a line that runs around to Koblenz, or we could maybe look at running a line out of this way into Koblenz that way. I haven't quite decided which way to go yet. And we can also peel off on this line here if we wanted to, make that a siding. And then have the line continue this way and run through to Cologne that way. So we have some flexibility with our tracks going forward. Let's get our first supply tower in just here. Need a little bit more cash, and I'll put another supply tower in just here. There we go. There we go. And let's get another train up and running. Probably going to need an emergency, not emergency, a maintenance shed at this end. So again, a very long line. We could have put a maintenance station in here somewhere for 120 grand, but we'll do it like that. Right, how are we doing on tasks? Over halfway on the clothing. Are we getting good raw materials in? Oh, we could do with more wool. As crazy as that sounds. The train actually being loaded right now. Oh, no, waiting to be loaded. Still maxed outlook on stuff in stock. So yeah, let's add in another train. That won't run until the first one finishes its maintenance routine. So we've got plenty of boots, and it's definitely a need for more wool. So that's fine. There's some wool there, and some wool there. So we're going to have what, 4 loads of wool on the line, I think. 2 pulling in. There's 2 coming out. Other train should spawn any second. There it is. How many trains do I have on the line now? 5. There's one all day on the way back as well. Excellent stuff. So that's certainly going to make sure we've got plenty of wool going into Frankfurt, and that's more goods that can be shipped out in either direction in terms of clothing. Just looking to see if I've got one of our express or one of our freight trains on the line that's carrying clothing. Yeah, there we go. We're shipping some out to Kassel. That's good. Let's put a security guard on that train. There we go. Boost our income from there. There is our wood train. I'm going to clone that. So once that wood goes in, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the commodities, which will leave just 2 unaccounted for. That should, theoretically, put us in a nice, healthy growth fulfillment situation over here. There's the first load of wood. Got some grain pulling in. So what's our fulfillment percentage looking like now? It's on the increase. Yeah, that's good. So that's prompting quite healthy growth. You can see now we just need potatoes and sausages to have every commodity covered. We don't need that much. Yeah, we don't need all of them done to promote growth. We'll get over 60% with those ones that we've got already. We should get to 70, maybe 80% if we're lucky. And another engineer. We'll hire him. Anyone else? Oh, we've got an inventor. Let's hire the inventor. Get some innovation points. Can't quite afford that one yet. Add an engineer to that track. There we go. 52% and still climbing, I hope. Yeah, still going up. Where's my freight connection between the two? There you can see we're actually carrying beer with us, which is good to see, as well as still some passengers. That's running back into Worms, so that should help boost Worms, because they have a demand for beer, they're just not getting it at the moment. How am I doing? How am I doing on hops? I could do with increasing this... Oh, no, don't demolish. It won't let me expand it yet. The city needs to be at 20,000 or more, I think, before I can expand that up to the next level. I could do with more hops being delivered, though. Where is my hops train? That's it there, isn't it? It's time for us to expand this. Get an extra platform. I need to do the same over here, but I need to let some of these trains clear through first, or else it's just going to reset them and cause some issues. I'm just going to drop a temporary signal in there. Connect up. There we go. And there we go. Get rid of that signal now. That's nowhere near us. I don't even know where we are. There we go. We're all the way down here, look. No use to us whatsoever, that business. And there you can see our trains trying to go on the right platforms. This train here... is there a problem with the signals? Yes, there is. That needs to be like that. There we go. Why won't that train go through? It should be going through. Waiting for... Oh, there we go. It's moving now. So we should start getting a better flow of movement of stuff through there. Ideally, this station needs to be the other way around, doesn't it? Well, we can fix that a little bit. Let's expand the station. We'll take these bits of track out and we'll just curve them around to meet that bit there. And then we'll do the same over here as well. We'll curve those lines around to come in on this side. A little bit lower down. In fact, now that those are out the way, let's take all of this out. Like that. There we go. Just rebuild it. Nice and smooth. There's a slight stagger on it. But pretty much unnoticeable. There we go. And then signals. Find the halfway point, which is there. Put my supply tower in place. And then I'll just need to sort it out on this side as well. What's that train waiting for? Nothing. There we go. Getting blackmailed. Just pay it. I've only got one grain company. I can't afford to lose delivery on my grain at all. That would be, you know, disastrous for us. So we'll take that off, and we'll take that off there. Curve that back around. Like that to the lower level. And then, of course, we do need to have a crossover here as well. And we need to signal that as well. And there we go. So that should get trains flowing through there much, much more efficiently.
Apparently, Bismarck has set his mind on a military trial of strength with Austria. Does he really want to plunge brothers into war?
Ha! You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. These eccentric German princes can only be united by an iron fist.
Unity for sure, but at what cost?
Oh, hogwash. You don't want to know what your sausages are made of. The less you think about it, the better you will sleep.
So they're arguing amongst themselves. As always, we've completed another task, and again, we were nowhere near getting that done in time to get the full bonus. So that's just further evidence of our chances of a presidential rating slipping away from us. But all is not lost. I just need to figure out where to build next. I think we'll build here next. And again, we'll go with station with signal control. Actually, I'm going to spin that around. I need to really massively overhaul the rail network here because we've just made a bit of a mess of it in some respects. It's getting used to this new territory system where I completely just discount where stuff is because I don't have access to those territories. And it's kind of come back to bite us a little bit, as it now means that trying to connect some of these cities, which before I would have been building with that kind of plan in mind, is now becoming very, very tricky to do indeed. Oh, that's a big steep hill there, isn't it? going to have to cut that down. There we go. That's better. I can afford to do that. Bring this across. Like so. Connect those lines out like this. Yeah, this is definitely a scenario that is going to take a couple of different playthroughs, I think, to get presidential. If you've not, it's such a different way of trying to play with this territory system that it just, at least for me, I'm finding it quite difficult to adjust to it. It might be my autism kicking in a little bit. I get so used to doing something in one way that I find it very hard to suddenly sort of break that habit. And do something in a completely different way. It is proving to be a little bit trickier than I had hoped it would be to make the adjustment. There we go. Let's get some of these new tracks signalled. That might be a little bit too close, actually. Might not be able to get a supply tower in there at all. Never mind. Don't want to have to restart this scenario. We can carry on as we are. We're just in the knowledge that we're not going to get presidential this time out. We've already missed too many objectives in terms of what we have missed and what we're going to miss. Trying to get it completed. Okay, everything there seems to be running okay. So let's at least try and get these cities boosted. Supply towers. I'm going to put a supply tower in just here. Screw it. I need a supply tower over here. That one's going to go there. Got a train running from there to there. Train from there to there. And that's going to be a freight train. With a refrigerator car so it can transport the meat. And that's going to be duplicated as well. Let's get those points spent. There we go. Track gangs. We can now build tracks. 50 is good because we've got a lot of tracks to build. You can see we're not even halfway to 750,000 people on the network, but we need to build a lot more tracks to get these cities connected up. We need to access 3 more areas as well, so we need to build up a big supply of cash. In fact, let's have a quick look. The next area would be Westphalia, 850,000. Hanover's too expensive. Brandenburg's too expensive. We've already got Thuringia. We can look at hooking up to Weimar as a city. That's going to be horrendously expensive, as is Baden and Württemberg. So I think our next sort of expansion is going to be this one here, Westphalia. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy that now, so I can try and get these cities up and running and as quickly as possible, and connect Cologne into Essen and then Gütersloh as well. So we'll look at getting all that done next time out, but as for now, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of the Patchwork scenario for the Germany DLC on Railway Empire on the PS4. very soon.